Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Cheats 9000X here with the, E... Oh, God, what the fuck? Where's this coming? Oh, God, ah! I left the volume on my Discord window. Speaking of the Discord, you should join it, and the button's not working, because the button hasn't been working for the whole day. But you should join the Discord. I don't It's a bit weird that I'm opening with a Discord, plug, but, join the Discord. It's fun. But anyway, I'm here with the E3 awards show, ceremony, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have any, like, I don't think there's going to be any, announcements here. I think it's just purely going to be an award thing, and it starts in, like, 15 minutes, so I'm essentially just, using this as an excuse to reflect on E3, Summer Game Fest, and all that stuff, and what I thought of it. To start things off, I just got attacked by a fly. Also, apologies if this is a little lower energy than normal. It's like half past midnight. I'm a little out of energy, especially considering that Bandai Namco really dropped the ball. That took a lot of the wind out of my sails. But in terms of E3, a lot of people's like, oh, Nintendo saved it. Oh, Microsoft won. I personally think that Microsoft and Nintendo are tied. Also, yes, this is the final stream of the GIGAWEEK. Stream 12 out of 12. I had some streams go up, I had some streams get cancelled, I had some streams, like, almost exist and then not exist. It's been very hectic. I will not be streaming on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and I don't stream weekends anyway. So there's that. But, yeah, I watched almost everything that I really cared about for E3, namely sort of like Ubisoft, Xbox and Bethesda, Square Enix, PC Game Show and Future Game Show, Capcom, and then the Nintendo stuff, and then also Bandai Namco, but I didn't really watch Bandai Namco, because, they fucked up. But, yeah, so E3's been a little meh. A little meh. Hope you get some good rest. Yeah, I'm going to bed immediately after this stream. I'm probably going to be resting up the entire week. I'm going to come back next week. I'm going to have the same sort of energy that I normally have. We're going to have the same sort of interactions. Next week's going to have some fun games. People are going to get to play along. Yada yada. But, I just wanted to use this as my little capstone. The sort of close off all the E3 stuff to talk about my thoughts. But, E3, I think last year not having an E3 really hurt this year's E3, because they just... I don't really know what it is. I think there's just... something went wrong, and I think Games Fest and Game Awards are kind of doing, like, the whole announcement shows better. And I think E3 is just kind of being left by the wayside. I feel like it's entirely possible that we just stop seeing E3s come, like, 2023, 2024. I think E3 is on its way out. Unless next year changes and they wow me and, like, Sony comes back and like, everyone just kind of has hit after hit. I came into E3 with some baseline expectations, and I think part of the reason I'm a little disappointed is because, I don't think any of them were met. Obviously, expectations like, oh yeah, you expected too much. It's like, no. I get that, like, obviously not all my expectations are gonna be met, but, like, I came in wanting to see Lego Star Wars somehow, or, like, something announced for there. Something on Sonic 2022, I had a gut feeling they were gonna show something here. Though those are, like, two of my main things, and I didn't see those. A Fortnite crossover was another one. Didn't see that either. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one for me, personally. I did like Nintendo, I did like Microsoft. Those two always they're always good for me. Nintendo 2019 was pretty good. 2018 was obviously 2018. That was probably that best E3. Microsoft always pleasantly surprising me. They just kind of knocked it out of the park with things that just look nice. Nintendo kind of has that edge because it showed me games that I might actually end up playing over the stuff in the Microsoft showcase. Like, sure, I'm interested in how Forza looks. I'm interested in, like, Redfall. Starfield looks like it could be interesting, but I know as a fact that I'm going to be getting Breath of the Wild 2. I know as a fact that I'm probably going to end up getting Metroid Dread, because that looked pretty good. I also watched some of the Treehouse footage. That looked like a rock-solid game, so I definitely do want to end up trying that. As well as Shin Megami Tensei 5, I kind of expected that. Obviously, the new Smash character. Smash character is always kind of it's a safe pick for me, essentially. Like, oh yeah, it's a Smash character. It's gonna, like, unless it's like one of, like, what, 2 characters, any Smash character they pick is gonna be fine by me. So, like, seeing Kazuya from Tekken, it's like, oh yeah, cool. Tekken characters, cool, not expected. Like, after we got, Ryu and Ken, and then we got Terry, and then we got Min Min. Hello, Noob the Epic Gamer. It's cool that we got a Tekken character. It is cool we got a Tekken character. It was unexpected, mostly because, the way I rationalized a Tekken character was like, oh, if we got a Tekken character, it would probably be Heihachi. And the reason why we probably aren't getting Heihachi is because, if my memory serves, the voice actor for him is, in Japanese, is dead. And the Japanese are a bit on the iffy side about replacing voice actors. I really wanted Miku. Miku is as far as Smash characters go, Miku's a pipe dream. I don't think she's impossible, but I wouldn't hold on to hope for that. I still want Jonesy. If I see a Jonesy Mii costume in the showcase on Monday, I'm gonna be okay with that. That would be alright with me. Unless he's like the last character. There were rumors that Master Chief was going to be a thing. Master Chief as the final character would be cool. I don't think we're going to see that last character for a while. I've got a feeling, considering Pyra and Mithra were revealed back in March. So March, April, May, June. So March, April, May, June. That's like 3-4 months-ish. At least Gino won't be in Smash. Gino's probably not going to be in Smash. It's like a less than 1% chance. Like, they could just do some dumb bullshit, and I would be upset if that did happen, but, that's like my one character that's like, oh yeah, you can give me a Smash reel, and it can be anyone but Gino, and I'd be fine. Probably full. Yeah, if it's like 4 months between, Pyra, Mithra, and, Kazuya, that I'm willing to bet sort of June, July, August, September, late September, early October would be the time we see the next one. Sort of around that kind of time feels right. Unless they reveal a character, like, in the Kazuya presentation, it's like, oh yeah, we've only got one character left, who's it gonna be? And then they show it off, and then it's like, okay, but this guy's not coming out until, like, November or something. Rayman? Rayman's a bit of a weird one, because I feel like his ship has sailed. Given Brawlhalla, and also given that it doesn't seem like Ubisoft actually gives a fuck about Rayman anymore. They're shilling the rabbits hard. The rabbits haven't been seen with Rayman in literal years. I think genuinely the ship for Rayman in Smash has sailed. Don't get me wrong, I'd love Rayman. I think Rayman would be cool. I think it would actually be kind of funny if they did put Rayman in Smash and they took inspiration from how Brawlhalla works as a game, but I don't think it's happening. I honestly have no idea who the final character could be, given that, sort of Tekken characters so far out of left field. I want to, like, Master Chief would be cool, Doom Guy or Jonesy would be cool, I want to say 2B, but 2B doesn't feel finale-ish, it would just be complainers like, oh, another enemy sword fighter. I honestly don't know who I would pick to be the last character. Well, let me rephrase that. I know who I would pick. I would pick Jonesy in a heartbeat, because imagine the final character, it's Mr. Fortnite. funny Fortnite dance. But, that's who I'd pick, but I just don't know who it is going to be. I cannot make any predictions whatsoever. So that's my those are my late night Smash takes. We got 4 minutes until the award ceremony starts. I want to know about the award ceremony, because like, okay, how are they going to present it? Because probably not Sora. Sora would be interesting. I wouldn't mind Sora. Sora would be cool. But if Sora did come in, I don't forget to ask, did you get the next Batman comic? It is on its way. It's probably going to be shipped tomorrow. I got all 6 issues on pre-order, so I got this one, and I've got the next one in 2 weeks' time on pre-order. So, I know I'm gonna get it. It's just a matter of I'm probably not gonna get it until like Friday or Saturday, if issue 4 was anything to go by. I haven't read anything about it yet, so actually I saw a couple things, but I haven't actually read it yet. But as far as Sora goes, I think if Sora does get in, he's not gonna have any Disney stuff. So, like, there's no way we're gonna see, like, Mickey and Donald and, Goofy. Because even if those are, like, game variants of those characters, the characters themselves are still not game characters, and I think that, like, excludes them from Smash, essentially. So, yeah, if Sora did get in, it would be purely Kingdom Hearts original content. And I know JW, you simp for Mini, but it wouldn't happen. Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot's a bit of a mixed one for me. I wouldn't mind him, but at the same time, I don't want him out of a spite for reasons that I won't go into. But I personally wouldn't mind Crash. I think he'd be a bit of an underwhelming final character for me. But, like, yeah. For some reason, one guy wants Epic Mickey. Epic Mickey would be cool, but Epic Mickey is also a variant on Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, not a video game character. It's the same reason we don't get Goku, even though Goku has, like, video game exclusive variants, like Xenoverse Goku and, like, other stuff like that. It's just video game variants of characters who did not originate from video games are still characters who didn't originate from video games. So, like, Epic Mickey's off the table, Kingdom Hearts Mickey's off the table, Xenoverse Goku's off the table, Pepsi Man is on the table, arguably. But also probably off the table for the sake of he was an advertising campaign, and the video game just happened to be part of that. 1 minute until the award show. Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's off the table for a different reason. He's an assist trophy. And I just have this gut feeling, like, Shovel Knight is, like, top 3 in terms of assist trophies who are likely to make it playable characters. My like, top 3 there would be, like, Waluigi. He's the de facto one. If you're gonna, like, grab an assist trophy and make them a proper character, it's gonna be Waluigi. It's gotta be Waluigi, right? Shovel Knight would be the second one, and then I'd say Alucard from Castlevania would be the third. Remember those meme streams people did? Those are funny. No. I can't say I do. I can't say I genuinely have no idea. Is this showing off the award ceremony now? Can I turn the volume up a little? Or is this just like a VPN or something? What the hell is this? 10G? No, that's not right. That's not how that works. But yeah, I think if that had to be an assist trophy to break out, it would have to be either Waluigi, Shovel Knight, or Alucard. One of those three. But I think Shovel Knight, a lot of people wanted Shovel Knight, like, before Ultimate came out, then it was like, oh, Shovel Knight's an assist trophy, which is still big for Shovel Knight. Be funny if we got, like, Undertale. We got, like, Frisk Undertale. Got more, like, we got, like, Papyrus Mii costume, we got, like, an Undyne Mii costume. Metaton. Oh, they showed off the old Breath of the Wild trailer. Summer game, right. Uh-huh. But I don't think there's going to be anything here that I care about, otherwise it would have been announced already. But it's already started. Stop showing me that timetable. Video games are for everyone, and yep. Is this the award show? Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have started by now. I'm gonna full screen this real quick. But the hard truth is, it hasn't always been this way. I'm just also gonna turn the volume up slightly, if I can get my mouse to, like, adjust. That'll do, hopefully. So, what is this? E3 exclusive. I'm pretty sure the E3 Awards show's supposed to start by now. Is this the award show?
Amber. I am a moderator for E3's Black Representation in Gaming.
Cool.
Today I am excited.
I'm just gonna do a little E3 Awards Show 2021. All digital award show.
We're gonna be talking about creating better representation in the gaming space. First,
where will it be held?
Intro of everybody, starting with JN.
It doesn't tell me. I don't want another Pokemon. It's possible we could get another Pokemon. I don't want to, like... I don't want another Pokemon. I wouldn't mind another Pokemon, personally. But I don't think another Pokemon is off the table. Or at least I don't think it's as off the table as some people want to bet. I think another Pokemon, it would be... Sure, it'd be a weak way to exit the pass, but I think we could quite easily get another Pokemon. As for who it would be, I think Cinderace or Rillaboom, probably one of the, like, Generation 8 starters. I get my generations confused sometimes.
Representing those guys too.
Yeah, I think another Pokemon would be a bit of a letdown, but I wouldn't mind. We can get another Kirby character. Okay, but my main pick for a Kirby character is already in the game and is a boss. It's Mox. I would have killed for Mox as a playable character, but I guess Mox is a boss. Maybe Gooey as just like a... But then again, it's like, oh, he just kind of be an Echo Fighter maybe, because he was very similar to Kirby back in, what, Kirby's Adventure? The only other Kirby character I think we could get is Bandana Waddle Dee, and I don't think Bandana Waddle Dee's getting in at all. Mainly because Sakurai has a bias towards the Kirby games that he made, and Bandana Dee was in none of those. Did you know Billy fought a bear? I don't know who Billy is. I don't know who Billy is.
I'd like for us to talk a little bit about
but yeah, I don't think we're getting another Kirby character.
Because the character creator can't be
I don't know.
You know, like the 5 different
my brain shut down. Hold up. My brain. Sorry, my from Adventure Time. Oh yeah, Billy the hero from Adventure Time. Yeah, okay. Sorry, my brain shut down there for a second. Yeah, Billy fought about. Honestly, I just realized I also need to watch the next Distant Lands. Adventure Time Distant Lands episode, because I've seen the Beamer one, I've seen Obsidian. I haven't seen the most recent one. I should probably watch that. Probably, like, later tomorrow or today, because,
So, if you're not thinking about the people sitting there with a controller in their hand at the keyboard...
mostly because I need to see that, because I've heard it's good. I need to post this here. So I can't find... Because this is obviously the E3 official stream. The entire chat is filled with Resident Sleeper. This feels like it's going to be very similar to the Take-Two thing, apparently. Which is like, it's great, you're talking about diversity and stuff, but this is not what I was here for. IGN special events. Maybe if I go to IGN... IGN showing me the exact same. Yeesh. Apologies, I am just kind of running out of things to say, mostly because I was kind of expecting to talk about the things that they were going to, like, award at E3, but, it doesn't seem like they're actually awarding anything at the moment. That combined with, like, a general low energy makes it very difficult to make actual commentary. But, yeah, this E3 was, like, very hit or miss. I had a... I wonder how much Caves and Cliffs will change speedruns. Caves and Cliffs Part 1 won't change Minecraft speedruns all that much. Caves and Cliffs Part 2, with the deeper caves, the wardens, might change it a fair bit. Especially considering, like, potential diamond generation. And, like, maybe find... well, no, because speedrunners don't even go for diamonds. Actually, it's entirely possible the Caves and Cliffs won't change anything. Because, like, you don't really mine all that much. You don't need diamonds, you just need, like, a village, you need beds, you need your ender pearls and your gold. I don't think Caves and Cliffs is going to change speedrunning all that much. I'm not in the speedrunning scene, for Minecraft at least, so I don't know. But, yeah. But as far as E3 went, it's been very, very, very hit or miss. The Summer Games Fest kickoff stream was good, if a little underwhelming. I think I just went into that with, like, too high expectations, and I should have let that set my expectations for the rest of E3. I didn't, that's on me. The Ubisoft Forward had some neat stuff in it. Riders Republic looked good. The TMNT crossover for Brawlhalla was a unexpected choice. I still don't understand why they didn't show that off in the Forward itself. But that was neat. As I said, Xbox and Bethesda, slam dunk home run. I don't think Xbox and Bethesda could have done any better. They get a, if I'm putting, like, grades on it, they get a solid A. They get a solid A. Microsoft have refined their E3 presentations down to an art. They know that people are just there for the games, so they go in and they give you games. They just keep hitting you with it. So, and then it's like, okay, it's like, this doesn't tickle your fancy? Fine. 5 minutes later, like, 5 minutes tops later, we're in another game. Like, they don't spend any more than, like, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes on one game. There are so many other games in that Microsoft presentation that I'm not even remembering all of them. I know Starfield was there. I know they mentioned Skyrim. They had a handful of other games. So, like, that was just good as far as, like, sheer content goes. And, like, sheer interest, like, stuff that just... It's pretty colors and, like, good-looking games that interest me. So, Microsoft know how to do that, so they can at least come out with, like, a well-rounded presentation. But this year, I think just... It might have been because the Ubisoft one was a little lackluster. Like, it wasn't bad, it was just a little lackluster. Mostly, like, there was a somewhat of a low bar that Microsoft just kind of shot for the moon and hit. So they just kind of flew away. Square Enix. Guardians of the Galaxy was cool. The Final Fantasy Origins game, edgy, but, like, the fun kind of edgy, in my opinion. The Avengers stuff looks decent, but, like, I just cannot get myself to start the Avengers game again. So that was Square Enix. PC Game Show and Future Game Show just lacked anything for me. I went into it, it's like, oh, maybe we'll get something like this, and I came out of it just nothing. If the Guardians of the Galaxy game is on PS4, I'm pretty sure it's on PS4. It's coming to Switch, at least, through, like, cloud streaming, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming to PS4. So if I search up Square Enix, Guardians of the Galaxy.
normal thing that should be happening. But,
Square Enix's
again,
Guardians of the Galaxy game is coming to...
um,
Yeah, it's coming to everything under the sun.
should be celebrating things that
PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, PC, Switch Cloud version.
The other thing
So yeah, it's coming to PS4. You'll be able to play it.
anytime or most of the
I'm
time,
probably gonna get it on PC.
it sucks to be brown in the industry.
So like, yeah, so Square Enix like had some hits, some misses, but a lot of hits, like a decent amount of hits, enough that I can remember it. PC Gaming Show and Future Game Show, there are exactly two things that I can distinctly remember that I was actually excited for. In the Future Game Show, they had Sonic Colors Ultimate, they just showed off Tropical Resort Act 2 with none of the new features, and that, when I think they were going through, New Blood, New Blood published, Kyle is Famous, and they are making an expansion called Kyle is Completely Famous, and that is something I'm looking forward to. Mostly because the original Kyle is Famous is hilarious. Genuinely, it's hilarious. The original's free on Steam. Go play it. It's a text-based sort of card game. Text-based with, like, sort of flashcards. You're Kyle, you're famous, you have to go to an interview. You have to get him there in one piece. It's funny as hell. But those are the two main things that I remember. Capcom was nothing. If Future Game Show and PC Game Show had, like, games that, like, interested me and looked cool, Capcom just had nothing. They announced Resident Evil DLC, which is nice. That was the only actual announcement they had. I think, Ace Attorney Chronicles, I don't know if that was announced beforehand. I think that might have been their only announcement. But, they also had, like, Monster Hunter Stories. The main thing about Capcom is that, they didn't really show anything there that they couldn't have just shown. Like, they could have saved the Nintendo stuff for the Nintendo Direct. They could have announced the Resident Evil DLC during Microsoft, and the whole, like, you take those two things out. Like, you take Ace Attorney, you take Resident Evil, you take those two, like, things out, the whole Capcom thing falls apart. It didn't have anything of, like, actual note. Like, Ace Attorney was probably the biggest thing there. Like, when I say the biggest thing there, I don't even mean, like, oh, it was huge. It's like, no, as in, it was literally the most amount of content they had there, and I'm pretty sure it was already announced. Capcom was, unfortunately, just kind of nothing. The Nintendo Direct, I've already said my feelings about that, towards, like, the Nintendo Direct end of things. Metroid Dread, definitely want to get that. That looks really good. Breath of the Wild 2 looks... Breath of the Wild 2. A little underwhelming, the amount of content they showed for 2 years of waiting, but what they did show looked really good, looked really cool. I like a lot of the sky-based stuff. The Bokoblin base on the Stone Talus was nice. I want to know more about that, and I hope we get more in the coming months, in, like, another Nintendo Direct or something. So, like, that's cool. Kazuya and Smash, pretty cool. The Zelda Game & Watch was pretty neat. New Mario Party. New Mario Party is a good thing to see. Probably not gonna end up playing that. I might play that. I don't know. It's not gonna be it's not as high on my priority list. And then Bandai Namco has kind of taken some of the wind out of my sails from that Nintendo Direct. Like, I was going into the Bandai Namco thing under the impression that it was going to be, like, a general game showcase of, like, Bandai Namco games as a whole, and then it ended up being a single game focus, so if you actually saw the Bandai Namco show... Okay, so they're actually showing the E3 awards now. Okay. This, was a little late, like, half an hour late, but sure. But, yeah, Bandai Namco just, I thought it was going to be more than it was. It was one game, and it was one game that I wasn't interested in, so I did actually cut that stream short. But, let's see what these E3 awards have to offer. Now, oh, God!
Even honor the best presentation of this year's expo.
Ooh, the best presentation of this year's expo. So that's either going to Microsoft or Nintendo. There is no way that goes to anybody else.
Ubisoft, the award for most anticipated Ubisoft
okay.
goes to Mario and Rabbids
Yeah, that makes sense. Most anticipated Ubisoft game is definitely Mario and Rabbids. That looks really fun. I want to play that. That was another thing that they had in Ubisoft, which, like, put Ubisoft above everything else. It did leak out a little early, and I did kind of forget about it, but it is... The original game is supposedly really good. I want to play the sequel because it's set in space. That's my whole thing. Sci-fi space aesthetic. Beautiful. Uh-huh. Most anticipated Gearbox software game, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Oh, wait, did what? When did Gearbox show stuff off? Did they show that off at, Summer Game Fest? I think they showed that off at Summer Game Fest. It looks good. It's high fantasy Borderlands as opposed to, like, regular Borderlands. I can't say it looks bad, but, like, high fantasy's not my thing. I might look into it a bit more, like, more info comes out. If something catches my eye, then something catches my eye. That tends to be how games work. Okay, what's the next one? Most anticipated game from Xbox and Bethesda. Starfield. Oh, Halo Infinite. I forget about that. I would have thought it would have been Starfield, because people have been waiting to hear about Starfield for a while. But Halo Infinite, entirely understandable. Probably gonna get into that multiplayer, because that multiplayer looks like an absolute thrill ride. The story looks good. I've got Master Chief Collection on Steam. I do eventually want to play that. So, like, I do want to play Infinite eventually.
That are going to be coming to the game, which is great for players that maybe are a little too intimidated to play against actual players, that they could, you know, go in there, learn the ropes, get in, play some Halo against their friends. It's awesome.
That's expected. Halo Infinite does look like a very good game. The award for most anticipated Square Enix game, Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of the biggest game that Square Enix showed. I would have been surprised if it was literally anything else. It looks like fun. The way you kind of command the rest of the Guardians looks pretty good. The sort of story, the dialogue options. It looks like they've taken what they did for Avengers and they've kind of refined it. My question is this in the same universe as the Avengers game? Is the Square Enix Guardians of the Galaxy game in the same universe as the Square Enix Avengers game? Because if it is, that's cool, they're building a game universe. If not, why? Okay. Anticipated. Which presentation was this? I did not hear from this. Oh, from the PC Gaming Show, Songs of Conquest. So I saw this, and it looked kind of neat, but I wasn't as invested in it. I don't remember most of the PC Gaming Show. I remember more of the Future Game Show, mostly because there were two games that I was actually, like, really invested in the Future Game Show, so the PC Gaming Show kind of slipped by the wayside for me. Apparently Take-Two was a shit show. Okay, so they're gonna go into the Future Game Show? Alright, what's Future Game Show? Immortality. That might have been... Yeah, I vaguely remember that one. That was, like, towards the end. It was a bit vague. It was very vague. There wasn't a whole lot there. It was just like, oh yeah, she was a film star. She made 3 movies, none of them ever released, and then she disappeared. I think I would have wanted to know what the game actually was, as opposed to just like, oh, it's vague stuff. You need to show me actual, like, game content instead of being vague. In television? Hold up, in television? Wait, in television had an E3 show? Wait, hold up. I need to look that up because that has caught me off guard. In television E3 2021. In television conference. Okay, I didn't realize in television was still a relevant name in 2021.
there's really no gap between small games
Okay.
and AAA games in 2021.
All right.
The award for most anticipated indie game goes
Indie game.
to Falling Frontier.
Oh, yeah.
Falling Frontier?
This is on your radar?
Yeah, this one looks
Ooh,
really good. I mean,
this looks good right off the bat. Space, lots of space. It's not one that I heard of. It might have been one that another one that flew under my radar. I mostly paid attention to like a lot of the bigger things, and like that looks kind of cool. Somewhat RTS-like, but depending on like the rest of the gameplay, it could be good.
You know, the indie scene bled so much beyond the showcase.
But that is very high quality for an indie game. I will say that. That is very nice looking from what I can see in the background. Alright, what's next?
Freedom Games established themselves
Freedom Games? Freedom Games is another one that I saw like come up on my Twitter, but I never actually like watched the showcase. So like what?
This is the first
one
we'll argue about.
Okay.
What?
Oh.
Who did the dog
I
sit?
was like, oh.
Come on. It's a great game.
Okay.
I'm knocking it. To the rescue.
Really
no love
good.
for To the Freedom Game.
Okay, so apparently that this is slightly debated in terms of like whether or not it should have won most anticipated game. It looks like Minecraft in the sky, for lack of a better term. It's kind of cool, like a base building thing, but like you building airships. That's cool. That is cool.
100%, yeah, and I think they're
Probably not one that I'm gonna pick up, but it's like it's a cool idea.
front and center.
Yeah.
I probably should have like watched the actual Frontier Game showcase and like looked at all the games and like I could have made my own judgments.
Yeah.
Right, what's next?
To create the story, I loved it.
Exactly. All right,
What is next? Capcom? Capcom didn't show games, unless you're about to say Great Ace Attorney.
The Great Ace Attorney.
Yeah, because the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is the only game that they showed. Monster Hunter Stories was already announced.
Ready to say Monsty Stories too as well.
Oh yeah, okay, so it was between Great Ace Attorney and Monster Hunter Stories. That's not a lot of competition. Monster Hunter Stories is one that we've heard about, and I guess the anticipation's kind of died down, because again, it's been announced for a while. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is a somewhat newer game, so I think that is Nintendo. Alright.
For most anticipated announcement had to go to
Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
2. Come on, Legend of Zelda,
It looks good. Breath of the Wild 2 looked good. I got nothing else to say that I haven't already said. Breath of the Wild 2 looked good.
I'm just excited for Metroid. Sorry, don't mind.
Metroid Dread, another good one. Can't blame you there, Golden Boy. But Breath of the Wild 2 is just Breath of the Wild 2.
We were hoping we were gonna get it. We got a lot more than what I was anticipating.
Me too.
And this is gonna be a special one.
Yeah, of course,
I am looking forward to seeing what Breath of the Wild 2 has to offer. I think I'm going to end up going back and rewatching that trailer just to see what I can pick out, do a little game explain kind of thing.
We're getting any games, let alone the fact that we're seeing Nintendo be transparent about it, let alone the rest of their line.
Alright, okay, so then
My goodness.
what's next? Bandai Namco?
Gauntlet thingy.
Bandai Namco?
Okay. Me and the silence.
Then again, Bandai Namco might end up being Elden Ring.
Some great things from Eureka Studio.
Oh,
The award for most
Eureka Studio.
anticipated game from them is Loop Mancer.
Yes.
Loop Mancer?
This one came out of the Game Pass, and I think a lot of people were just like,
What is this? This is a new thing.
You know,
Side-
scroller, got a lot of action
Side scroller with a
I
katana.
put this one on my radar.
It looks neat.
This
That might be one I want to keep my eye on as well.
Like you said, animation, the music.
The style of it looks pretty cool.
Villain.
As a side scroller, as a side scroller with that kind of style
All right, guys.
those don't come around as often. You see more of those in like third person stuff.
We had a number of
All right.
presentations over the last 4
Okay.
days, making this award a very difficult one to choose.
Okay.
Someone had to, and our panel voted. The best presentation.
Best presentation.
E3
It's either
this
Microsoft
year
or
was
Nintendo. It's gotta be.
Xbox and Bethesda's
Yeah.
showcase.
Without a doubt.
I was gonna say it had to have been either Xbox or it had to be Nintendo. There's none of the other presentations held a fucking candle to either of them.
And saying, hey, bite me. Like, you know what I mean? And in between a million different games, what was it? It was
Yeah.
more than 30 games with 20.
They just had game after game. That's how Microsoft rolls.
Overwhelming majority being Game Pass days.
I wouldn't fault anyone if they if I put out a poll saying like, oh yeah, who won E3? I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox and Bethesda came back first. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo came back first, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if people genuinely think that Microsoft won. if it wasn't for like personal Nintendo bias with like some of the games that I'm interested in and I'm probably going to buy, I would say that Microsoft won.
And yeah, man, this was
Like,
great.
biases aside, Microsoft just had more, I think.
As well. I just thought when they started with Starfield, I was like, ooh, okay, bold choice, you know? And then they had
So
Halo
that's an entirely understandable. So best presentation going to my Xbox and Bethesda. I didn't see it going anywhere other than them if it wasn't Nintendo.
You know, leading into it, they talked about
Okay, what is the next?
Bethesda, which I for sure thought it was going to be whatever half Xbox, and then now let's turn it to our friends at Bethesda.
What is the next award they're gonna show? That's the main question.
From Bethesda. Hey, I'm Pete Hines from Bethesda. Hey, I'm Phil from Xbox, and they shook it up that way, so you knew what you were getting and how this whole ecosystem was gonna work.
What is the next award? Because I can't imagine that. Unless that is just the awards, and they were just saying like most anticipated game.
Like, oh, I want more. Yeah. Whoa, okay, I'm getting a waterfall of info here, you know. So
I completely agree with her. It was just kind of a waterfall of info, and that's why I think it's the best presentation.
Most anticipated game overall. Tough decision, I'm sure, amongst our media panel, but they
the most anticipated game overall: Elden Ring or Starfield or Breath of the Wild.
I was gonna see what they wanted. It's Forza Horizon. Forza
Oh.
Horizon 5.
Wow.
Oh.
Most anticipated game overall.
Huh.
Shocking. Not because Forza's not a great game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That
If
is.
you would have asked me, I'm going to say it's going to be Halo or it's going to be Breath of the Wild.
too.
Yeah.
You get into one of the classic situations at an E3, right? Where the votes got broken. Where it was that a whole bunch of people went for Breath of the Wild and a whole bunch of people went the other direction for Halo or for whatever, and then here you go.
Well, also,
Oh, that's interesting. So it seems like a lot of people did vote for like Breath of the Wild and then Halo, and that's like split the vote, and they ended up with Forza. Honestly, Forza is kind of a sleeper hit, but like
been brilliant. So
Forza looks good. Forza looks really good. It's very graphically clean. Like, it's detail, it's like specific things. Like, it's the first time I've seen like ray tracing. It's one of the first of two things that I've seen like ray tracing and used to its max advantage. Like, I've seen Ratchet & Clank gameplay. That game looks beautiful, but obviously Ratchet & Clank's already come out. But like Forza, you can see the ray tracing kind of in action. You can see the reflections on the cars, real-time reflections on the cars. That's impressive. It looks good. Forza looks like a solid game. Is it a game that I'm probably going to play? I want to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to for a while. But it looks impressive. It just looks gorgeous.
Oh, that's going to be awesome no matter what. I'm excited by the bells and whistles. I'm excited for the brand new thing. And then here you are.
Yeah, he's right. Bells and whistles and other stuff.
Gentlemen, that's it.
That's it?
This year's coverage of E3, everyone. A huge thank you.
That's it for E3. That wasn't even an hour.
The #1 podcasting platform in the United States.
But that being said, if that's them done for E3, that's me done for E3. Thank you everybody for coming along to this Giga Week. This has been an impressive week of 12 separate streams across 10 days, I think. I lost track of how many days. I went from Monday to the following Tuesday. You can follow me on my Twitter at Cheats9000X. You can join my Discord server with a link in the description or a link in the chat. I might have to paste it again. There we go. Or a link in the chat. You can also subscribe to me right here on YouTube to get access to my community tab, which gets you access to what I'm streaming on what days. Next week's going to be normal. I'm not streaming on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I will come back next Monday. I will announce what my stream schedule for that week is a little closer to the time. Incentive to join the Discord and follow me on Twitter and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that in the community tabs and other stuff. But yeah, lots of good stuff shown at E3. Lots of bangers. Fair few misses, but pretty entertaining. I'm glad that I put together this like huge event thing. It's probably not going to happen again until next E3. But yeah, until then, I will be back next Monday. You can follow me on all those platforms: Discord, Twitter, YouTube. I think that's it. Until then, I will see you all on Monday. If you're on the Discord, I will probably be playing bot games later tomorrow. Later today, later tomorrow, probably Friday as well. But until then, for those who aren't going to be joining the Discord, you should. I'll see you all later on Monday. Peace out. Bye-bye.